Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of February, right through the end of March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. And you can probably hear from my voice that I've got a little bit of a seasonal cold, so my voice sounds a little bit different. If I do take a bit of a coughing fit during your reading, I will silence it so you don't have to hear it in your ear. But just to let you know, I'm absolutely fine. It's just, you know, my voice is a little bit different and I've got a bit of a dry throat there. So anyway, let's move on with your reading. I just thought I'd address the elephant in the room. Wow. Okay. That card just flew right out of the deck and hit me in the face. Okay. So definitely a time where you're creating balance in your career, looking for a little bit more harmony. And some of you, there may be like a major idea that literally like comes to you immediately. It's like a major epiphany in the next 6 weeks. But let's see what else is going on there for you. The Temperance card indicates a bit of a pause in order to blend your energies so that you can move towards something that perhaps you've been working on for quite some time. I feel it's a steady pace for you as you move through the month of March. Not everybody has the same energy. Most people have a very sort of busy time ahead. Don't get me wrong, you're going to be super productive. I definitely see that you are, you know, turning your life around in some way, but also in your career, there are some major changes happening there. We got the Devil card there. That's the protagonist energy. So that can literally represent your energy, my beautiful Capricorn, because of course the Devil card is a Capricorn card. But let's see a little bit more before we can see truly what's happening here. Wow, you've got the Devil card, you've got the 5 of Wands, you've got the Tower energy. What was I saying earlier about like major epiphany? This is like a sudden realization. I mean, it could be like something that perhaps you've been waiting for suddenly appears, or something that has been glaringly obvious in your career. It's like maybe it literally hits you in the face, like that card hit me in the face just then. But you've got the Judgment card here twice. So this is definitely you focusing on your direction, on your true north, your true life's purpose. You've got a lot of major Arcana cards. So this is actually a really big month for you as we move through this time period. You're looking at reciprocity. Some of you are actually going to be super surprised by an opportunity that comes from the universe. And it's a really good one, okay? If you know my readings, the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune, they tend to show up together. Both cards literally mean surprise, okay? And then you've got a 6 of Pentacles, which also means a surprise from the universe, an extra resource. So this could be extra money. Now, what I am seeing, I'll give you what I can see there. I wish I'd said it, because as I was coming to your reading, but the image is showing up again now, but it's too late because a card has come out that actually kind of looks a little bit like it. As I was coming to your reading, I do like a 10-minute meditation before each reading for each sign, and I literally had this image of a hand being out and lots of coins, you know, coming into that hand. And it made me think maybe you're going to create something that is personal by hand, or be creative and it's going to earn you money. Or, I mean, I felt like you're going to get some extra finances in the month of March. But now that I look at 6 of Pentacles there, you probably can see it. This person's got their hand out, and, you know, this figure here represents spirit or the universe bestowing extra resources upon you there. And this person's hand's out and the coins are actually falling into this person's hand. So I didn't realize that you're probably going to get the Six of Pentacles, but I feel it's more than that. I feel it was a sign or a symbol. So it could be that you will see like a hand with money out on a billboard, or, you know, maybe it's part of someone's logo as their business, or maybe you're going to see an image on a reel, because I feel like there is an indication there is extra money coming your way. Now, this could be in the form of a raise or some sort of bonus, or maybe even an incentive. There's something coming in there. Maybe even like an investment that you've made is actually going to create more finances for you. So just watch out for that. I do see that you're being sent a gift in the month of March, but I actually see that you've worked really hard for everything that you earn, and the month of March is all about reciprocity, the exchange, the give and take, you know, you giving all your talent, your skills, and you're a very gifted person, but it's like, are you getting fair recompense there? So some of you are looking at everything that you invest in your career, your skill set, because you are highly skilled at what you do, but also you're looking to see if there is like, you know, the equivalent amount of money being given to you as a financial exchange for your gifts. Okay, so with that Temperance card, this is a card of keeping balance. You know, on a personal level, it means money's flowing in, money's flowing out, you're paying the bills, you're keeping things ticking over. You know, sometimes when you get the Temperance card, people can like overlook this card sometimes, but actually it really means that life is, you know, moving as it should. There's simplicity there. So some of you are trying to look at your career in the same way. How do you keep things, you know, at a level pace, gathering momentum towards your goals, reaching your goals? And some of you may feel that you want to have some sort of course of study because you have the Five of Wands there. Suddenly you may decide to put yourself on a course of learning, or you may go into training. And if you're already in training, I feel like, you know, it may be that you're coming to an end of a term and now you're out in the big wide world looking for opportunities, and it can come as quite a shock. But at the same time, I feel like you're going to be surprised that you get an opportunity straight away. So if you're currently out of work or you're looking for a position, I definitely see that there is one being offered to you. But also I feel some of you, you may, whether you work for a company or whether you work for yourself, there's going to be some major surprises in the industry that you work in. Now, I have to say that 2024 and 2025 collectively across most industries, I have to say that there are some downsizing things going on, also merges and some, you know, cutbacks there as well. You probably don't need me to tell you that. You can probably sense it yourself or see it. The job market is going to be a little bit difficult for a while, but I definitely see that you are in a really good position no matter what's going on around you. And I feel like, you know, you are turning that skill set that you have into something really special. You know, so it's almost like, you know, you're very gifted at what you do. You have a lot of natural talent, but some of you may upskill in some way to get a qualification, or some of you may be taking a class of study in some way just to go that extra mile, so you have like a seal of approval or something like that. Because I feel some of you, you may have a calling to step up the ladder in some way. It could be that you want to go into a promotion or raise, or some of you may be becoming an entrepreneur and you feel like you need to train or get a certification in some way just to validate what you already know, that you're really good at what you do. But I feel it's like turning something that you do day to day, but it's almost like it's becoming super special. I can't really understand the energy that they're trying to give me here. It's like you have all the ingredients to make something really special, right? When you think about a rainbow, for example, you know, it requires sun to shine, which is positivity, it's energy, it's growth, it's clarity, and it's movement. It is action, taking action towards your goals and dreams. And then, of course, you've got the rain, which represents, you know, the dream itself, the hard work that goes into it. So you need those two variables. So, you know, it's almost like you're taking the rough with the smooth in your career and you're trying to balance it out, because there's going to be some tasks that perhaps you don't really love doing in the month of March, but at the same time, there's other things that counterbalance it. There's part of the work that you do that you absolutely love. So I feel like you're taking the rough with the smooth, if that makes sense. But combined, if you're combining all those magical ingredients, you're creating something really special. So, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, you have a skill that clients or viewers, if you're on social media, they want what you've got or what you offer, and they're drawn to you like a magnet for whatever it is. And if you've been feeling that things have been a bit slow recently, there's going to be a sudden uptick, is what I see here. Suddenly, I feel like you're going to be multitasking, have many fingers in different pies, and I feel like you're going to be super busy at the end of March there. But the beginning feels like a slower pace. And some of you with the Devil card there, now of course this represents your energy, which means basically you are erecting healthier boundaries, making sure that you do things on your own terms. But I have to acknowledge that also the Devil card can indicate like a level of obsession, okay? With the Judgment card, it's like there's some sort of major epiphany, or you're at a self-evaluation period. And when we get to that period where we start to think about where we've been, where we are right now, and where we want to take our career to the next level, we can start to hear that inner critic. We can hear from that inner critic that, oh, you should be a little bit further along, or you should be here, you should be doing this, you should have got this by now. Remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be, okay? When the moment is right, you're going to receive the right opportunity. And also, I feel like it's going to be the right place, the right time to meet that opportunity. So breathe. What is meant for you will never pass you by. But the Judgment card and the Devil card, I feel like you're listening to yourself, your higher self there, in order to create harmony in your career. Some of you are obsessively working towards a goal, and I mean, that can be a good thing, but just make sure that you get good quality rest. You want to erect healthier boundaries, which I feel like you are doing in the working environment, especially if you work for yourself. It's difficult when you work for yourself because it feels like you never really switch off. Okay, so you may be working 24/7, having lots of ideas, and you need good quality time to actually step away from the working environment just to have some me time, not thinking about work, not trying to expand it, or just really resting. So I feel that's really important there as well. Also, some of you may be working, especially if you work for a company, some of you may be working in a very toxic environment, because the Devil card can indicate that things have come to a critical point, shall we say, where you've had enough and you're really trying to slowly ease yourself out here. Some of you may suddenly decide to leave, and I feel like you've got another opportunity to go to, but it may feel very sudden to the people that you work with. They may not be expecting that suddenly you're going to give in your notice there. So let me just pull a card with this, because the Devil card can also indicate that when things are a little bit slow, you get a little bit bored, or you get a little bit frustrated, and you're not procrastinating by no means, but you can feel that low energy dragging you down further, and you start to feel a little bit stuck. So I feel to some degree you may feel that, you have unfulfilled potential in some area of your career, and you want to move to the next stage, but you feel like either you've hit a glass ceiling or a plateau, you've gone as far as you can with a certain situation, and there's this stagnant energy. You may feel like, it's the same old thing, just a different day, repetitive cycles, and, it can feel a little bit dull or boring. Okay, so it's really about finding a way to breathe a breath of fresh air into your career, and be a little bit more spontaneous, or find alternative approaches. Now also, I mean, the Devil card can indicate that some of you, you're really focused on the money at this time, and of course money is important. It pays the bills. It also helps us create a level of security where we don't have to worry about eating and paying those bills, looking after a family, etc., etc. But some of you may be looking at the position that you're in and wondering, is your heart in the right place? Or, do you feel that you are the soul of that place? I always say, wherever you are, be the soul of that place, because you can't be anywhere else. Being present is so important. We spend like so many hours doing jobs, 8, 10, 14 hours a day. Some people got 2 or 3 jobs. I used to have 2 or 3 jobs as well. It's really important as much as possible to be present, because if you're, sitting in a job that you potentially don't like at this time, your mind is always going to be somewhere else. Okay, so if your mind is always in the future, it can create anxiety. Okay, if your mind is always in the past, it is linked to depression or making you feel low energy. Especially if we think that the good old days were better than they are now, we can yearn for something that we can no longer tap into. And it's kind of like a waste of energy. It stagnates our energy. So I feel trying to look past that and move towards being in the present and seeing how you can change your circumstances right now is really a good place to start. That's not going to resonate with everyone, okay? But I just need to see, for some of you, there's a toxic environment here. I mean, look at that. You're getting the same card, 6 of Pentacles. The universe is sending you an opportunity to be elevated out of this situation. So either some of you are in that toxic environment, especially with the 5 of Wands, that can indicate conflict or no workers' morale, or, you know, office politics, no support, people who just don't care about their work, there's sloppy outcomes, and you may feel like you're always having to pick up the slack. People just aren't as professional as you, and it can make you feel a little bit on edge, or, you know, there's an energy here also of control. Okay, so I feel like some of you are looking at what you can control in your career right now, because I feel like you're going to be really busy. I do see that you're going to be super productive. You're going to be getting lots of things out. You know, you may have lots of paperwork or phone calls to make, administrative tasks. I feel like you're like on it, but there's this energy of, you know, you're just feeling a little bit frustrated, or, I mean, the 4 of Cups, again, this may not resonate with everyone, but I have to give you the meanings of the cards, but I also have to give you the energy that's coming through. The 4 of Cups actually means that your expectations really haven't been met in a situation. You're feeling a little bit disappointed. You may also feel that there's no opportunity to do something that is emotionally fulfilling right now. And there's an energy of discouragement, or even like you're looking at some of the tasks that you have to do and you just think, this is a waste of my time. It is like red tape, you know. If you feel like you're micromanaged, or you feel that perhaps there are filing systems in place that just waste your time, you think, oh, come on, there's an easier way to do this. Some of you are trying to, you know, find alternative ways to approach your working environment. You may feel that you're just not stretched right now in the right way, or you're not challenged in the right way, okay? And some of you, you know, you may have been offered a promotion or raise, or promised something that has just not materialized at this time, and you're just feeling like, what is the point? But as you can see, this cloud there, it's like turbulent times, but out of that cloud pops a cup. The universe is sending you a resource, something that you're going to be truly happy with. This is an opportunity. Now, this could be an opportunity to elevate into a promotion, raise, or it could be that you're going to get an opportunity elsewhere. I'm going to have to see, because the 4 of Swords, some of you are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur if you're not already. So you may be setting up second streams of income, and you may find it's really difficult to have enough hours in the day, okay? Because 6 of Pentacles there, this is all about second streams of income. It's a card of duality. So it can indicate that if you have many fingers in many pies, that you'll be spreading yourself thin in the month of March in particular, and you may feel like you're not giving enough to one area because you're giving a lot to another. It just feels like you're a bit pushed and pulled in different directions. The 3 of Swords can actually indicate that things are difficult right now. You're searching for inspiration. And some of you, you know, there's an energy here of feeling that perhaps, you know, there's... I don't feel like you're suffering in the environment, because I feel like things are difficult right now. It could be that it's a very busy environment, but it feels very much like a withdrawal, okay? Some of you are healing from a very toxic environment. And I mean, I'm picking up a very small percentage of my beautiful Capricorns out there. Some of you may be off work and you're feeling a little bit bored because you've had an injury there and you're healing, or some of you have had like a personal heartbreak. You're going through some level of grief, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there if you're going through something personally very difficult. Some of you may be trying to throw yourself into work to try and obsessively work towards your goals in order to kind of like get your mind off some really difficult things. And again, so much love and hugs to you. There are literally no words. I wish I could just scooch down the camera there and draw you all up and have a hug, but I am sending lots of love to you. I can see there's healing here with that 4 of Swords. So if that's you, I definitely see you will move through this, and there will be a period where things seem to look a little bit brighter, okay? But I feel the universe is sending you something to help you in your circumstances. 7 of Pentacles indicates, again, that you are at this self-evaluation period, especially with that Judgment card there as well. You're judging your situation. Some of you are thinking about leaving a position behind, and you may feel that you've been avoiding this moment. You're reluctant to leave a place, or you're reluctant to acknowledge that perhaps this working environment has had a bit of a toll on your health health in some way, or has just made you feel low energy and just disappointed. But that Seven of Pentacles, it's almost like I'm getting this, a decision needs to be made, and it's, should I stay or should I go? You're trying to admit that something is no longer for you. Now that can indicate that you're deciding to stay where you're at, but you feel, you know, it's no longer good for you to work lifting something that's potentially very heavy and hurting your back. Or it could be that, you know, there's a filing system that is just so outdated, you may actually offer an alternative solution that helps the process along and saves time. So I feel like you're in a solution kind of mode right now. And some of you, you know, this person on this card has invested a lot of time, energy into something, and the only reward at this time is that one pentacle. So some of you are just looking at all the hard work that you're doing and seeing that actually the financial recompense isn't what you feel you deserve. And sometimes as humans, we accept less than we truly deserve. And that's in relationships, it's in working situations. And this has been coming up a lot recently. Perhaps it's a reflection of the job market at the moment, but I'm getting this sense that, you know, overqualified, okay? So if someone says that you are overqualified, what they mean by that is you are so good at what you do. You have the skill set, you've got the focus, you've got the talent and the drive to make it to the top, but they're just not prepared to pay for it. They just want to find someone who will do what you do for less money. And they know that you're putting your own needs first and that you value what you have to offer, and therefore they cannot expect you to take any less. So I feel some of you, it's really important to have a fair exchange when it comes to your finances. I mean, the Six of Pentacles really is about, you know, generosity, fair distribution, and getting justice. So I feel some of you, there may be some, how can I put that? There's an energy coming through. If you work for a company, there may be some sort of readdressing of pay grades. Okay, so it could be there is a restructure in management, or it just feels like there is some sort of challenge to the way that people are paid. And I feel eventually there is like a fair distribution. So for example, if you work for one of those companies who don't like to pay minimum wage, or I mean, I don't think you can get away with that anymore, but I'm not sure. So it could be that they are forced to pay, you know, the money, or legally they decide to pay it because it's a legal requirement. Or it could be that suddenly they give a little bit more because the company has done better than they expected. Now, across the board, that's not typical, because I feel a lot of industries right now are downsizing, merging, or doing some cutbacks. But this indicates that financially, for the month of March, you are going to be like level with your finances. You're going to be able to save a little bit, spend a little bit. I feel like you're in the flow of, you know, making good financial decisions there as well. The fact that it's come out twice for you is really an indication that this month, it just feels like there is a level of simplicity. I mean, I'm doing this reading for the end of February into March, so I feel, you know, things just tick over as they normally do. So, but I feel at the end of March, there is a big surprise for you, and it is a financial package of some sort. It could be promotion, raise, or, I mean, it could be like a rebate in tax. It could be, you know, if some of you have had an accident in work, for example, you may actually get fair compensation for that as well. So please take it as it resonates. It's not going to resonate for everyone. I do not see anyone having an accident at work. I just want you to be aware of that. This is something that has happened already before you came to this reading regarding the accident there. And I see healing with the Four of Swords. But the Judgment card, I mean, it's showing up twice. Now, this is once in the resistance position, once in the upright. So you're really thinking about your direction. You're thinking about your life's purpose. Are you making an impact in your career? Is it fulfilling? And if the answer is no, you're making some major changes there. Okay. When you have the Judgment card in the reverse, it can also indicate that sometimes that inner critic, it raises a little bit of self-doubt. Okay. But I feel, you know, having confidence in your abilities is a must at this time, because you really are good at what you do. But there's just this element of stagnation. So it could be that normally your company is typically busy round about this time, but it just feels like nothing's really happening. And it just feels like a slow pace, and you may be like obsessing, especially if you're an entrepreneur, you're thinking, wow, this is normally the busy period. What's going on? Because I feel people are holding on to their money a little bit more. But as you come to the end of March, suddenly things start to pick up. You're going to be a lot busier than usual. And I feel it's just a relief is what I'm getting there. If you work for a company, it could also indicate that normally it's a busy period, but things have just been a little bit slow. And whilst it's kind of nice to, do all the projects and catch up on all the emails and administrative tasks, it feels just a little bit like lethargic, or it just feels like stagnant in some way. So I really feel some of you also are in training, keeping it to yourself perhaps. With the Five of Wands there, it can indicate that you are in training to either get a qualification or a certification in order to connect more to an opportunity that is more in alignment with your life's purpose there. Now, some of you, I feel like actually you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the end of the month. If you work in a very toxic environment, we do have eclipse season then, and it tends to ramp up the pressure, shall we say, in working environments. But I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised around about mid-March. If you decide to stay where you're at, things are going to get easier. There's just a more harmonious energy there. Also, if some of you are trying to listen to your intuition to make a decision, because these two cards, this is a big deal. These are two major arcana cards here. So some of you are obsessing about your direction, or you're trying to listen to the inner calling of your heart to leave something behind that perhaps is just not working for you. It's about leaving your comfort zone, liberating yourself out of being stuck or out of this lethargy. Even if you are someone who is super passionate about what you do day to day, suddenly there may be just a little bit of a lull that is making you feel a little bit frustrated. But that's when your tower comes in, and that's why it's so exciting to have a tower in your reading. And I don't often say that about a tower. A tower actually liberates us out of a stuck situation. It always comes after the Devil card. So this can indicate that suddenly, the money is unlocked. For all you freelancers out there, it could indicate for you that if you've been waiting for a client to pay and it's been a long time and you're wondering, are they ever going to pay? The answer is yes. It's legally binding. They have to. But at the same time, it may have been delayed for such a long time that you're starting to get a little bit worried about it. But suddenly at the end of March, well, it's kind of like the second to last week of March, so the last 2 weeks, suddenly they pay up and you're like, wow, okay. It just feels like, it's almost like in the chain of events, something is stuck. And for others, if you're in like a company and, you rely on other people to do your job as well. It could be that either someone is absent, they're off sick all the time, and the chain of command is like halted in some way, or it could mean that there's a logistics problem, or, perhaps things like industry being sent through the mail. It's all like coming to a halt, or things are stopping. It just feels like a bit of a halt here, but it will start to move forward as you move through March. That's what's coming through there as well. Okay. Now remember this Five of Wands, it's in the resistance position. So that indicates any problems that you've been having, they will be resolved. Harmony will reign, and some of you will get that qualification. Well, actually anyone who's training, I feel like there is success here. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, so you have a lucky break in some area of your career, something that perhaps you're worrying about. I see there's nothing to worry about here. Okay. We do have that Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords, in connection with the Temperance card there, it can indicate that things have been slow, or that you have, been taking a bit of a pause in order to reflect on the right path for you. But everything is about to change. This is a card, when it's in the resistance position, it means get ready. Things are going to change in a monumental way. For some of you, it could be that, you are working on your true life's mission and purpose path, but it's hard. It's really difficult. And suddenly you get a run of luck where you're like, wow, because I actually see, even though you've got some challenging cards at the beginning of the month. Now, don't get me wrong, I shuffle the deck. I didn't choose the cards for you, my beautiful Capricorn, to have those cards. This is a big deal. But as you move through the month of March, there is so much good luck and good fortune available to you, and you are going to benefit from it, okay? Now, the Four of Swords, it does mean, make sure you get enough rest because you're going to be challenged in some way. But I feel these challenges work in your favor. And the Four of Swords, of course, some of you are healing from a toxic environment if you're leaving a position. If you've been putting your resume out there trying to find new opportunities, there's going to be a sudden one that just pops into your email. It's almost like I feel that you were not expecting this role to pop up. So it could be something that comes into your email, or suddenly if you're going through like an agency, they call you out of the blue just when you feel nothing's been moving. Or, you know, for some of you, it could be that you've been hoping for a promotion or a raise and you haven't heard anything about it and you feel it's not going to happen. And then suddenly it works in your favor and it happens for you. So I actually feel that there's going to be a lot more peace and harmony in the second half of March for you there. If you've been having some sort of argument or disagreement with someone in your working environment, this person is going to change their tact. They're actually going to, you know, almost like offer an olive branch, and they really mean it. They don't really want to fight. I feel this person diplomatically will come towards you to say, you know what, I'm really sorry about my behavior. So if you are having some sort of, you know, problem with a person, this person will actually, you know, resolve things. But I feel you may also be surprised that they're also leaving, is what I see there. But I feel like they want to make good terms before they leave. So they feel like they're being the bigger person. It depends on what they've done, obviously. But I feel this person, if they've been micromanaging you or challenging you in a way, or even alienating you in some way, I feel, you know, with the Four of Swords, I feel like you let bygones be bygones at the end of the day. I don't think you're going to reach out to this person after they leave, but I feel, you know, it creates a calmer kind of environment there. Now, I can't lie to you, you know, obviously the cards at the beginning of the month look a little bit challenging. There's some big decisions that you have to make, and some of you may feel that you're a little bit indecisive at this time. So you're really checking in with your heart and really checking in to see what it is that you want and what next steps that you're strategizing. But destiny is intervening. You know, this is you turning your career around in some way that is going to benefit you. If you're taking a risk in terms of your career in some way, I feel it's a calculated risk, especially since you got the Judgment card. You're weighing up your options. You're judging the situation, recognizing what is right for you. I mean, even if you've been feeling a little bit unwell, some of you may have been like off work because you have been unwell, and it's so unusual for a Capricorn to take time off work unwell, because you always want to be in the mix. You always want to be like working towards your goals. So it has to be really bad if you're taking some time off. And I'm sending you lots of healing vibes there. But some of you, it's almost like your energy, your motivation, your vitality is returning, especially if you've been a little bit unwell or under the weather there, and you're like getting yourself back out there to be on top of things. I mean, with the Judgment card twice, it also tells me there's a second chance at something. So there may be an opportunity that you felt passed you by in some way. Remember, what is meant for you will never pass you by. I feel an opportunity comes back around in a different form, and you grab it with both hands, okay? But this is destiny stepping in to bring you some sort of fortune, but it's also an energy of, you know, you being in sync with your destiny, and, you know, things just start to work out perfectly for you after a period where it felt like everything was stagnant or not going the way you'd hoped for, okay? I feel there is an obsessive energy here. So some of you could be working obsessively towards your goals, and you're recognizing that actually, you know, sometimes we don't have to force it. You know, many, many years ago, I wanted to be in a certain industry and I forced it. I worked so hard. I was like, you know, getting up 6 in the morning and then, you know, not sleeping till 3 a.m. I was working super hard just to make something for myself and my family, and trying to, you know, pay all the bills and all of the things. And I was also working in a very toxic environment as well. And, you know, the universe has sent me so many signs. Leave this place. It's taking a toll on your health. Leave this place. I was literally gray, okay? And the people who would come in to work for the company, they'd start off these bright, sparkly beings, and then about a month later, they'd just be as gray as me. So, you know, this company sucked the life out of people. However, it paid really well. And although it was a very like high intensity environment where people were just plain rude, okay, and there was no workers' morale, and everybody hated being there, but they just felt they needed to be there. Suddenly the universe sent me a tower moment, and I just abruptly left the company. And on the side, you know, from that company, I was actually trying really hard to make my name in another industry. So I was working in the evening as well, trying to make my way. Nothing was happening. And then suddenly I got my tower moment and I was really shocked. And then I was like, what do I do now? And I became very, very still. And suddenly the universe started delivering all the opportunities that I had tried so hard to get. It was almost like, trust the universe, surrender, know that it is coming. And the universe would, left, right, and center, delivering to me all the opportunities I worked so hard for. And I was like, what? This makes no sense. Sometimes we can try too hard. And I feel, you know, there's an energy here of really like forcing it, or having that balance of, you know, working towards it, but also trusting that the universe also has to step towards you and deliver. And I feel that's what your Temperance card is about. It's like, yes, you can be passionate about what you do. You know, you're following and leading with your passions at this time, but don't lose your head doing it, is what I feel there, because luck is on your side. Now, we do have the Tower. And that is a liberation, you know, out of going round and round in circles. If you feel that it's, you know, same old thing, repetitive cycles, you know, the Tower can represent a prison. And if you feel like you've been locked in a position that you feel is either toxic or not good for you, or you feel like you've hit a plateau, a glass ceiling in some way in your career, and there's no room for maneuver or there's no way to flourish, I feel like you're breaking out of that cycle. You are actually being a maverick and having like wonderful new epiphanies, lots of new ideas that will suddenly help you to take a leap of faith. And it's going to be a very lucrative leap of faith as well there, okay? The Tower, sometimes, you know, the universe comes along and makes life or circumstances so uncomfortable that if you don't notice the signs, it ramps up that level of comfortability and says, you know what, now you're even more uncomfortable. And, you know, it's almost like it sets fire to the building there. And it's like, how many signs do you need to have before you recognize, you know, this is not the role for you, or you need to change something about your role? Because, you know, if, for example, you're working like super, super hard, you know, things are tough right now. We all need to pay the bills, things are increasing, prices are increasing, everything like that. And I really feel the pressure is on for humanity, not just, you know, you, my beautiful Capricorn. I feel collectively we're all feeling a little bit of the pinch, right? And it's kind of an energy of, you know, take a leap of faith, launch that business, launch that idea. If you're being given signs to leave a position, put your resume out there and find new opportunities for you. And I feel like, you know, the universe is going to help you to take that leap of faith. The crown chakra actually represents to know something. You know that something needs to change in your current circumstances because you're close to burnout or you're exhausted in a situation. And with the Six of Pentacles, it's like balance, harmony, reciprocity. Are you getting the money that you feel you truly deserve and desire? And I feel the universe is actually delivering you a new opportunity that brings more money. I feel suddenly there is like an unexpected surprise, and it feels very financial. So it could be that you're waiting for a bonus, but you're wondering if there is going to be a bonus. I feel there's some restructure going on in your working environment, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. I feel if you work for a company or if you work for yourself, there are some policies changing there as well that may shock or surprise, because I feel things are changing. And I feel you are going to weather that storm. I feel you remain very calm in this storm, actually. And I feel you're in a really good position. Definitely setting up second streams of income. I feel that you will do really well in that. I'm just going to pull some final cards there for you as well. Because I also feel here that there is someone who will do a favor for you because you did them a favor many, many years ago. So it could be a friend who reaches out and tells you about an opportunity. Okay, I mean, we've got the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, something you're worried about, perhaps. I see that you're going to have a lucky break. You're in a really good position. If you're worried about finances, I feel there is a turn of events where you're attracting more wealth. You are magnetic at this time. okay? Because when you get the Empress card, it indicates everything that you're working on right now, the seeds that you have already sown, that you're nurturing, that, you know, all those plans that you have in motion right now, they will be abundant, they will be prosperous, they will flourish in the way that you hoped for. So there's nothing to worry about. Also, the Nine of Swords indicates silence that inner critic, all will be well. Now, I am picking up a small percentage of energy of some of you beautiful Capricorns out there. You may be thinking about re-entering the job market after a period of being out of it, whether that means that you've been, you know, on maternity leave, or you've been, you know, bringing children up, and a very valuable job there, imparting your knowledge on the next generation. Some of you may be a little bit anxious that you are getting back out there into the working environment. I feel like, you know, you're going to have no problem. Actually, you're going to really enjoy it. Some of you, if you're retired, some of you may be thinking about re-entering the job market to increase your pension pot in some way, or the finances that you have, because things may be fluctuating. I definitely see that you are actually going to do something highly creative, actually, that kind of doesn't feel like a job in some way. It feels perhaps you're doing something like, well, I mean, if you're a consultant, then you're definitely doing a job. But I feel there's something creative, like a hidden talent that perhaps you're going to tap into. You could put it online, or, you know, you may actually put it on like social media in some way, and people see what it is that you've created and they want to purchase it. Some of you, I mean, some of you may actually help people, because I see this energy coming through, and this may not resonate with everyone, but I have to give you what I can see and feel. Some of you may do a job that helps people, like remain calm, or find solutions. I just get this energy of finding solutions, or helping people to find solutions for their business needs. Some of you may go into that, and, you know, you'll make it a business, an entrepreneurship is what I see there. I mean, the Nine of Swords literally means have faith. You know, it can be like something you're worried about. It's on your mind, even to the point where either you cannot sleep, or, you know, it can also be that there are new possibilities starting to come into your life. They're on the horizon, and change can make us feel a little bit anxious, because that Devil card can indicate sometimes we like to control situations. And if you've been thrown a curveball, because I cannot, you know, deny that sometimes the Tower energy, it can be a shock. There's a shock change at your work environment in some way, but with the Wheel of Fortune as a presiding energy, it means it's a lucky break for you. It means whatever changes are happening, they work in your favor. You're being gifted by the universe. And I feel the experience, it may feel uncomfortable momentarily, but ultimately it works well in your favor. Like me many, many years ago, when suddenly everything changed. A long-term job that I was in, I suddenly found myself standing up and saying, I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. And I was like, what? Shut up. Just sit down. What are you saying? I almost was having like an out-of-body experience where, you know, I wasn't in control really of what was happening, but it was just so like, I don't know, I felt very disassociated from myself when I was doing that. But I'd had enough. My body had enough. You know, people were throwing things at me. They were verbally abusive. It was just a very horrific environment. And actually one of the top companies in the world. You don't expect that sort of behavior from people like that. However, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. At the time, I was really shook. I was really like, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I had a little bit in reserve to keep paying bills in case anything ever happened. But I thought, I don't know where I'm going to be going next. And the universe was like, sit down, be still. We're taking care of you. It's all good. And then suddenly all the opportunities came. Okay, so I really feel that's what's kind of happening here for some of my beautiful Capricorns out there who are struggling, okay? Because these cards, you know, I feel some of you are working obsessively towards a goal, and you're going to be very successful. And I feel like it could be a sudden promotion, raise, or your investment goes up in some way. But for others, I feel there's a little bit of worry about job security or being on the right path. And I feel things are going to work out in your favor, okay? I'm just going to go one more, because that Empress energy, that's all about potential. It's about keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a really good job. And, you know, everything you've been working hard to achieve is going to come full circle, and is going to be very rewarding. Queen of Cups, just lead with your heart. See that you are a gift. You really are an asset to any working environment that you are in, but make sure your boundaries are high, because sometimes, you know, if you love what you do, sometimes people can take advantage of that. You know, they start to put a little bit more work on you. If you're the sort of person who is given a project to do and you finish it quicker than anybody else, you bet your bottom dollar that your boss is going to come and give you even more work to do and even more. And you're like, hang on a minute. It feels like I'm being punished because I'm really good at what I do. So I feel it's really important to erect healthier boundaries in your working environment. Also, the Queen of Cups, some of you, you're a healer. You're someone who has a lot of compassion, and you may actually go into an environment or be training to go into an environment where you help people. And this could be through things like courses online. You're so gifted at what you do. You're so knowledgeable about what you do. So you could actually set up like a course of learning and be a mentor to other people and have like a second stream of income ticking over there. So I feel like you're looking at what you've got to offer and seeing if you are being fairly recompensed. And if the answer is no, I definitely see you shocking a lot of people and leaving a position or changing things in a certain way that benefits you. Ultimately, you win. That's what I see here. You win, even though there's going to be some difficult changes. Now, just pop this card back. Some of you are going to see some like restructures going on in your working environment. And for some of you, it could be that you're actually deciding to relocate to another office. Whether you're an entrepreneur and you hire out an office, rent out an office, there may be some changes there to your policies or to the rules and regulations that you're not happy with. Some of you, there may be construction work going on outside the building that you work in. It could be super loud and distracting. It will eventually go, but you may want to take yourself elsewhere so that you can have a little bit more quiet time for focus, is what I see. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Options. I mean, weighing up the pros and cons. I think I even said that. Weighing up the pros and cons of the job that you do, really looking at the things that you like doing, the tasks that really help your work move forward, and the red tape and, the time-wasting tasks that you feel you have to do, but there could be an easier way to approach it. Education is power and new heights. Okay, so we have options, weighing up the pros and cons. Okay, and it says job change, move, offers, justice, law, mediator, and balance. Now, of course, if someone is causing disruption at the working environment, taking it to the top, going to HR, really important, documenting every single thing so that you have proof and time and all of those things that you can present if someone is making your life a misery at the working environment. But also, I feel this is really about you trying to have the best of both worlds. As you can see there's a lot of flowers there blossoming, and there's an egg there. So some of you are actually doing something that you already do, which is like you've got plans in motion. They are starting to bear fruit, and then you're hatching new plans as well. So it could be second streams of income or different approaches. We've also got education. As I said, some of you may be in training. That's the energy that I've been picking up. It says knowledge is power. Study, teach, training, read, writing, publishing, and advance. I mean, some of you, if you're creative, you may actually get an advance from like a gallery or a publisher or a manager in some way. But I feel more than anything, you are a maverick. I feel you have a lot of ideas that are ahead of your time. And I actually see that you're going to be very successful with those ideas. So any left field ideas that come to you, really pay attention because they're going to be very lucrative. And of course, we have new heights there, okay? And it says ladder of success, steady climb, solid ground, endure, exceed expectations. Because I feel right now your expectations are not being met. And that's why you are either tweaking your plans or, approaching your plans in a different way, re-strategizing, but ultimately nothing's going to get in the way of your success. And I feel March in particular seems to be a transition month where you're really just checking in with yourself and checking the exchange. But there is a simplicity in it. Don't get me wrong, I don't feel like it's going to be super hard. I mean, there's a little bit of a plot twist at the end of the month for you in March, but I feel it's a nice surprise, whatever it is. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? Gold. I'm loving that. Okay. We've got wings. Thank you. Ooh, okay, we got gears. They want me to go one more, so I will. Also, there is a rogue card in this deck. It's meant to be there. It's actually a very special card, doesn't pop out often, but it is meant to be in that deck for you. Okay. Now, I mean, I was seeing a hand earlier and coins going into it. You have gold there with some coins. I mean, it's not what I saw. I saw kind of more that, the hand with the coins coming. So I feel, you know, the universe is indicating that there is a small financial windfall coming in for you. We've got gears. Okay, so that's making some adjustments, trying to make sure that all the parts of what you do work smoothly for that simplicity. It says money flow, hard work, putting plans in motion, building team, taking time off, and security. Okay, so definitely focusing on job security there. I mean, some of you could be trying to get everything done in quick time so that you can have some time off for you. But I didn't really see vacation there. I mean, a rest. I mean, it could be a staycation. You're staying at home, or perhaps you're... I do see that some of you want to have a little bit of time off for you, like a duvet day or something. But the main energy I get is like business as usual there. We've got gold, solid finances, investing, integrity, deep values, banking, long-term position, satisfying work. It's like, can you have the best of both worlds? And the answer is absolutely yes. Okay. Now also we have wings, rising above money issues. Okay, so if you're worried about anything, I feel things are going to work out for you. Business taking off, profit, especially if there's been a bit of a lull in the working environment, things will take off for you. Spiritual work. Now that's definitely something with that Queen of Cups that came out there, you know, doing something where you benefit other people. You know, that Queen of Cups is all about healing, also, you know, self-love, erecting healthy boundaries, but it could be that you're doing some sort of spiritual work as a second stream of income. I mean, it could be like a tarot channel, or it could be that you are actually deciding to go into Reiki, meditation, yoga, whatever it is for you. I definitely see that you have a lot of gifts in that area that perhaps you haven't really tapped into at this time. We've also got life purpose and mission, and you're definitely focusing on your direction and your life purpose. I feel your destiny becomes very clear to you in the month of March, and I feel you're taking things to the next level. Also, we've got hand, okay? I was seeing that hand there. It says manifesting money, reaching your goals, financial assistant, hands-on work, help getting a job. I think, as I said, someone comes to give you a favor because you did them one. So it could be a friend reaching out from the past who offers something or tells you about something that they've heard on the grapevine. And I feel it's a really lucrative opportunity for you there as well. Now, before I go, I'm hearing these words, chip off the old block. Chip off the old block. So I'm getting an energy. I mean, I really don't know what that means, but I'm just getting an energy. I think it kind of means like someone who looks at you like you remind them of themselves when they were in the career industry. So if you're going for an interview, for example, whoever you're meeting, they see a little bit of themselves in you, and they want to give you that start on the ladder, or they want to give you that leg up the ladder in some way. They want to help you because they see that you are really talented and gifted. Also, it could be a friend, okay? But I'm hearing chip off the old block. So, yeah, I mean, perhaps you are someone who is a sculptor, you know? I'm really trying to think about it in tangible terms, you know, chipping a block. It could be that you're an artist, or, yeah, I'm not really sure what else to connect it to. I mean, it could be construction or something. So please take it as it resonates. It may not resonate with everyone. It's very precise. This reading in particular is a little bit different from every other reading. So this is not going to resonate with everyone, but I have to honor the cards and the energy that has come out. Now, we do have a seahorse, okay? Now, the seahorse, it does things differently to nature, okay? The masculine carries the eggs. So it could be that you're going against the grain in some way. You're being a maverick. You're doing things differently. You may even shock some people with a certain direction change that you're taking. You could be doing this plot twist at the end of the month, suddenly going in a different direction, or suddenly getting an opportunity that surprises everybody. Either way, you win. But, you know, whenever we see a seahorse, it tends to be on the Queen of Cups, believe it or not, which means loving what you do, falling in love with something that you do, following your bliss, and the money will flow from there as well. I mean, if you're single and looking for love, there is a potential that you may meet a soulmate in a working environment, or someone who actually works in the same industry as you. And some of you may even partner up with somebody that you really care about, or that you are, related to, or your spouse or something, or your partner. So please take it as it resonates. And finally, we have the Wood rune. Okay, now this is about energy, positivity. It's about that lust for life and your career, but it's also about utilizing the knowledge that you have in order to take things to the next level there. So some of you, I mean, this is not going to resonate with all of you, but some of you, this could come off the back of a termination. Some of you could have left your work because it was very toxic, or you got fired, or you were made redundant in some way. I feel, don't lose hope. There's definitely an opportunity coming in here that connects more in alignment with your life purpose, and it will give you, I feel, to start, it gives you kind of the same money that you've been on. However, I feel like you will staircase after that. So whoever is deciding to go for a new role or move into a new position, I feel the money is kind of level, and then it starts to increase as you move throughout the year. So I feel there is an upward spiral there for you. However, you may feel you just want to get there now, okay? Because that Devil card is giving me this like impatient kind of energy. You work really hard, so I feel, the good stuff is coming. But some of you are like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. And I totally agree with you there. But yeah, I feel like you're being guided to this new opportunity, okay? The universe steps in to put something very lucrative on your path, something to think about. And I feel, you'll weigh up your options and you will choose the right direction for you. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for somebody out there in that reading, because it is very precise. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn, and love and light.